Welcome to Amazing World Channel.
GETTYMichel Barnier is turning up the heat on Theresa May ahead of her Brexit speech in a blatant attempt to put pressure on Theresa May on the eve of her flagship speech in Florence. Mr. Barnier told the PM to come up with her Brexit proposals as soon as next week. The divorce procedure sets a departure of March 2019, but in reality the deadline is 6 months earlier, 12 months from today, because the EU's other members will have to review and approve any deal. Mr. Barnier said time is of the essence, and warned major uncertainty remains over the key issues of the divorce bill, citizens' rights and the Irish border. In an address to the Italian Parliament in Rome, he blamed Britain for failing to come up with a plan. GETTYMichel Barnier told Italian MPs Britain had 1 year from today to thrash out a Brexit deal. There is therefore only 1 year left. Mr. Barnier said, "If we want a deal, time is of the essence. The Treaty on European Union foresees a period of 2 years to negotiate withdrawal. 6 months have gone by since Theresa May's letter on 29 March 2017. 6 months will be necessary to allow for ratification before 29 March 2019. There is therefore only 1 year left." And his strong-arm approach continued when he talked tough on trade, warning the UK will not be able to have the benefits of single market membership without paying for the privilege. Mr. Barnier said naturally, if the United Kingdom wanted to go further than the type of free trade agreement we have just signed with Canada, there are other models on the table. For example, Norway and Iceland have chosen to be in the single market, to accept the rules, and to contribute financially to cohesion policy. But one thing is sure, it is not, and will not, be possible for a third country to have the same benefits as the Norwegian model, but the limited obligations of the Canadian model. And naturally, any agreement must respect the regulatory autonomy of the EU, as well as the integrity of its legal order. Theresa May is gearing up for a flagship speech to EU leaders through August 31st, 2017. David Davis gives a press briefing at the end of third round of negotiation on Brexit talks at the EU Commission in Brussels, insisting Brussels would be calling the shots. Mr. Barnier stressed any transition period would be short, and suggested that UK will have to abide by EU laws and European Court of Justice during it. He said, "I would like to be very clear, if we are to extend for a limited period the access of the EU, with all its benefits, then logically this would require existing union regulatory, budgetary, supervisory, judiciary and enforcement instruments and structures to apply." Mr. Barnier has taken a hardline stance in private meetings with officials from member states, and is said to have dismissed prospects of a bespoke trade deal. Mrs. May hopes to go over Mr. Barnier's head when she delivers her speech in Florence. In a message aimed at leaders of member states, Mrs. May is expected to offer to fill the gaping hole in the bloc's finances left by the UK's departure, with an assurance of £20 billion of funding until the end of 2020.